Oh, it's Pasheen. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, welcome to bunnymakesmesses.com inaugural vlog. So, I am in the process of hooking up my beautiful DSLR to be able to do video blogs. But for the moment, I have to look like a badass, gamer nerd making videos because the mic doesn't pick up anything, especially when I have a cold like this. So we're gonna see how this works. I also have it set up for face detection, so I look really ridiculous in the screen. I totally have chocolate on my face. So, I figured this first vlog could be a little introduction. Earlier this week, I asked a couple of friends to give me some questions on my Facebook page, so I'm going to probably start with those here in a second. My best friend on the planet totally fed my Pasheen addiction this month and set me up with the Pasheen subscribe box, which surprisingly none of the Pasheen things in your field of vision actually came from. Cookie Pasheen over here is from Gen Con this year, and Cookie t-shirt Pasheen, because they got a match, came from Amazon just recently. My awesome grandma gave me an Amazon gift card for Christmas. So, a little bit about myself. I don't like public speaking, so this is a little awkward. I teach childbirth classes part-time, so that kind of ameliorates the introversion. But I am making progress with being a little bit more outgoing. I also probably have absolutely no skills for editing. This video is going to be a practice for editing, but that's not going to happen till later this week. So I'm probably going to post this before it gets edited. I have absolutely no skills when it comes to actually editing this stuff. I have some Photoshop that some pirates gave me, and I'm going to have to figure out how to use it. So that's what this 30-day video vlog/blog challenge is for. It's to get my buns in gear to blog and just put content out so that I can warm myself up to this subculture. Alright, so the first question is from Kat. The first CD I ever owned, oh my goodness. So, if I think about the first one that I owned, it would not be the first one that I bought. So that would probably have been Savage Garden. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's really embarrassing. First one that I bought was, I don't remember. I just don't know. But Santa got me Savage Garden. So Brad says, what's the best thing I ever made from knitting? I totally forgot about this. I should have had that prepared. Best thing I ever made knitting. I've made so much. I'm a crazy knitter. Oh my gosh. But I do have the best thing that I ever crocheted. So fiber arts, that's part of that realm. So give me just a second and stare at the Pasheen while I go get that. So the coolest thing I ever made in fiber arts is this vintage pineapple stitch shawl. It's pretty awesome. It's my favorite, and I really, really, really want to get dressed up and put on some pretty black heels and go out and show that off out on the town. So, take me out. Let's see. Steven asked the weirdest questions, in all honesty. If you had to have just the legs of an animal, what animal and why? There's really no attractive answer. So it would have to be complete utility. I would have to say some form of cat. Probably a cheetah, because of cheetah print. It's very attractive, and they're fast. So cheetahs all the way. And then, in my opinion, who is the most tragic literary character? I don't read very much. So literary would probably be fiction. The last fiction I read was probably Hamlet-ish. So yeah, sure, Hamlet. He's famous. He's really tragic. And it's Shakespeare. So other than that, I would have to say Carl Sagan. It's tragic that he's gone. So, yes. And then from B Coffee. I don't know who posted this question, but I'm really suspicious. The best menu I've ever thought of, someone who wants me to think of a menu, would probably have to be a menu that I made for a Thanksgiving. So I centered an entire meal around pear and champagne, and it was really, really delicious. So I stuffed the turkey with onions, sauteed onions, some pears that I cooked down, and brined it in champagne, and then cooked it, and it was the most glorious and delicious turkey I've ever eaten. So then I also cooked down the pears and burned some sweetened condensed milk, and then mixed those into some sweet potatoes. Sprinkled them with pecan, cinnamon, roasted that, and it was really, really delicious sweet potato pudding. And then I made some other stuff, but it was all related to that. I'm sure there was bacon in there somewhere. Champagne pear. Oh, it's the best combination. In the restaurant whose menu you wanted to eat everything on. I haven't done fancy eating in a long time. But, probably Rook. I had a ramen there on their Devour menu last year, and it was divine. It was so delicious. And there were so many things that I was scared of and had never tried on that before. And I picked one that I was really uncomfortable with because it had squid some such in it. And it was really delicious and amazing. And I'm really getting over my fears of trying new things. I have been over the past 4 years. So that was really spectacular to be able to try. Steve asks, the most important thing I've learned about relationships. That is, don't post it on Facebook. Yeah. Don't post anything about relationships on Facebook. And that's all I know about relationships. Everything else, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. And then Stephen asked another question. What's a skull you wish you had, and why don't you have it? The skulls of my enemies are pretty important. I wish I had them, but I don't really have any enemies. So a skull that I wish I had would be like a dinosaur skull. Any dinosaur skull, I really don't even care. It can be something like frickin' Parasaurolophus. I don't know. I mean, ideally T-Rex, of course, because I like to eat chicken and pretend like I'm eating some sort of theropod descendant. But I would really, literally settle for anything. Anything dinosaur-like. So then he says he definitely meant to type skill. So if I had any skill, what would it that I don't currently have? Well, I have a habit of figuring everything out on YouTube. And I think that's a skill that is underutilized by everyone. If you have a skill and you think it's freaking random, put it on YouTube and show other people how to do it, because there are some of us who've asked some really random questions on YouTube, and it's really wonderful to be able to type, how do you do random thing, pop up, and there's a YouTube how-to video about how to do it, and you just saved yourself $300. Thank you. So to any of the YouTubers out there who do that, thank you. Share your skills. It's really, really important. One time I saved myself an entire cell phone. It was before smartphones. It was the little like slide up and down ones, and a credit card slipped